welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to doing mod motor Mach 1 mustache things. I've been growing the heck out of this mustache, and I'm going to continue to keep growing this thing. Well, it's been a few weeks. Thought I'd bring you guys an update. It's going to be kind of another boring update. We're actually getting ready for a rainstorm, so everything's kind of covered up right now. We got a little time today, so we went ahead and uncovered the Mach 1 earlier, started the car up. First time the car's been started in probably like a month or so. With the battery tender, fired right up. And we got some things to talk about with the Mustang today. So, my buddy Brian Cochran, my boy with the DSG 04 Mach 1, just dumped a bunch of money into getting his car going, which I'm very envious. I'm very excited and just happy for him. And I'm getting that push that we need to get this thing going. So Brian just got his car smogged and registered, put new tires on it, and then he just got his Pro Chamber put back on today. And I'm very envious because he could just jump in that car, drive it whenever, and it's good to go. This thing, on the other hand, as I'm walking away from it, still needs a ton of work, and I need to stop making excuses and just, we need to get to work on the Mustang, guys. Really, I just need to register it so I can start driving it. And then when time and funds are available, we'll start sticking some money into it. I got a couple of ideas of stuff that we're gonna do, some stuff that we're gonna try, and yeah. So a couple of issues that we have going on with the Mustang is it won't pass smog right now because it has a random lane code that I just can't seem to figure out. I have a couple of ideas on things to try. So something I was talking to Brian about earlier is the fact that my car does have a horrendous exhaust leak. So I'm kind of thinking the exhaust leak could potentially be a leading cause why the car keeps throwing a lane code. And also it is a possibility that it might be an O2 sensor. Now, I do recall replacing the O2 sensors in the car, but one thing I've been learning, a lot of the new aftermarket parts available through the market, going through like Napa, O'Reilly's, is junk. If you don't have like OEM Bosch style parts, a lot of the new stuff on the market is junk. I've actually purchased a brand new idle air control valve for my car, put it on the car, didn't fix my idle issue I had several years ago when we got the motor put in the car. And my buddy went and grabbed one off of a car in his yard just to try it, and it fixed it, knowing I had a brand new part that didn't fix my car. So it's just, that is a possibility, and that is something that can happen. Another thing I'm thinking of is I got my Pro Chamber here at home. I can maybe try to yank the O2s off of this thing. If it is a bad O2, maybe one of these O2s are good, just to be sure to try before going and spending money on a brand new O2 sensor, knowing I just replaced O2 sensors in the car. Lots of stuff going on. So between the exhaust leak, potentially O2 sensor, and also it could be a vacuum leak. I know I have a stripped intake bolt on the car that could be creating a vacuum leak that I need to work on as well. My biggest thing lately is I just haven't had the time to work on anything because of my schedule. I work 5 days a week, my current full-time job. We're going into our busy season, so I've been working a ton of overtime lately. I get home late, and then I get 2 days off during the week. And I'm going to school right now to get my CDL. Actually prepping to get my permit here in the next week or so. And then we've had the holiday just passed, Halloween. Now we're prepping for Thanksgiving. And to throw another big thing in the mix, I do help out with the family shop. We're getting ready to move shops. So we're going to be really busy with the shop for the next couple of months, kind of cleaning out and prepping to move stuff and start taking stuff to the new shop once we get the keys. So that's kind of part of the reason why you see the Pro Chamber here in the backyard. I'm just starting to bring stuff home. I actually have been going through and finding a bunch of SN95 interior parts that I've kind of collected over the years from cars that I bought and taken apart and parted out. So I will be posting up soon in the area some SN95 interior parts that I have that I'm probably not going to hang on to, as well as I do have like a 99 Mustang spoiler, and I got some other stuff that's going to be popping up. And if this stuff doesn't sell, I'm either going to have to clean out my shed over here and or probably just start tossing some stuff. I want to try and hold on to as much as I can if it's if it's good parts that aren't broken, just because something I did realize, my Mach 1 is 21 years old. It's close to being a classic. Even though there's a ton of SN95 cars out there, if you have good, not broken parts, they're going to start becoming valuable fixing these cars here in the near future. So I'm trying to keep that in mind as well, and what we're going to do with all these parts that I'm finding as I clean out the shop. Now, in other news, Sea-Doos. Sea-Doo update. There ain't nothing new. I'm kind of hoping within the next month or so, or maybe in the next few weeks, we're going to get some bunks going on this thing. I just haven't had the time, as I stated, with my schedule to go get material and build some new bunks. I'm probably going to hit my buddy up and just have him build me a couple of sets for this trailer. Honestly, I could probably pay my friend to get me some bunks made that I could just slap up on my own, take less time. And honestly, he's going to put them together and sell them to me for probably just a couple bucks more than what it would cost for me to do it myself. So probably going to do that. I've been working on the winches. I got one winch completely stripped, which is actually over here in the shed, which I'll show you guys. So I've been doing a vinegar bath, and believe it or not, on galvanized parts, vinegar eats all the rust off, which is pretty crazy. I'm going to be very careful, because last time I came in here to check the parts and I touched and moved them with my bare hands, I got like this black dye on my hand from the vinegar. But, oh yeah, it's still stripping. Look how crazy that is. It just strips the parts clean. This is gonna need to be rinsed. I might go do that after I'm done making this video. But that winch is pretty much clean. And then I gotta rip apart the other winch. And then we'll get these all stripped and cleaned and put back together with some fresh hardware. And then as we talked in the other video, as we talked in the other video, I got these straps that we're gonna put on the winch buckles. If I could, I don't want to deal with that. Here's this one. We got these straps that I'm gonna get sewn onto these new hooks, something like that, for these lead straps for the trailer. But yeah, that's a project I've been trying to work on, just haven't had a lot of time. I do need to pull that out and rinse it. I'm going to do that here in a minute. But that's kind of like a quick update with the Sea-Doos. And then I do need to work on wiring the trailer. Probably not going to work on the wiring the trailer here anytime soon. I do have a wiring harness to rewire it, but I'm going to get new lights for it. I am either going to get those off of Amazon and or Harbor Freight. And another thing I'd like to talk to you guys about is the 99. So a couple of things I've been thinking about and considering with this ski that's at question right now is, one, I got the paperwork to renew the registration on this one, but I didn't get the paperwork for this one. which I don't understand when I just put the ski in my name this year. So I'm going to have to take the paperwork with me when I renew the registration for this one for next year, because I got stickers for this one, and the stickers for this one are the same stickers that are on the 2000. So I got to figure out why I didn't get a renewal registration in the mail for this one. Another thing that I have at question is it's got some electrical parts that need to be fixed. There are some wires in this thing that got chewed up by some rats. And when I sold the 94 that came with this thing, the 94 didn't have a very strong top end when we did a compression test on it. And I know this thing's been sitting for 20 years. And I'm worried this thing's going to need a top end. So between going through, doing all the cosmetics, fixing the electrical, carburetors, seats, redoing the turf, new grips, this thing's going to be quite a hefty project. And before I do anything with this ski, obviously I got to make sure that I can get the paperwork for it. I have the title for it, so I just don't understand why they didn't send me the new registration information for next year. So I got to figure that out. And then when I get it over to my buddy's shop, we're going to need to go through all the electrical, what's damaged and what needs to be fixed, and make sure that we could crank the motor over and make sure the motor has good compression before we start sinking any money into this thing. Because if the motor's bad and this ski is going to need like $3,500, $5,000 thrown into it, I might just look for one that's already running and just leave this on the back burner for parts for the 2000. So we'll see. I would love to get this ski going, but also at the same time, it's going to be a hefty money pit, and it's going to be nitpicking at me with stuff that it's going to need between getting the trailer going. I really do want to get these things out next year. I know, again, this one isn't going to need much. It's just something with the key or a ground to get it started and get it going. Might need to just clean up the carbs. And the 2000 will be ready to go next summer. The 99, I'm just very nervous on what kind of budget that thing's going to need. So there's that. And then we are getting into colder season, so I am going to be starting to cook more. I am smoking a turkey this year for Thanksgiving. I've been nominated to cook the turkey. We're going to keep it pretty simple. Pretty excited about that. I got to get some pellets for the smoker because Thanksgiving's going to be here before we know it. And not only am I doing a turkey this year, but my lady makes amazing homemade pumpkin pies from scratch, and she uses fresh pie pumpkins. Something we learned that turns out amazing is fresh homemade pumpkin pies from scratch cooked on the smoker. And I want to make sure I have a good light wood, like an apple wood or something, to do those pumpkin pies. So I'm going to be doing some cooking soon. We got some RC car content maybe coming here in the near future. And another thing. I've been kind of wanting to get into another hobby, which, depending on how things go this next year, it should be a cheaper hobby, kind of like cheaper than RC cars, hopefully. But I've really been getting into wanting to get into fishing. It's something I've always wanted to do. I just know you just need a rod. California, you need a fishing license, and you need tackle and bait and a cooler, and you can go fishing. So I really want to get into doing some trout fishing this next year and be able to bring some fish home and cook them on the smoker. I want to get into bringing home some trouts, maybe some catfish. You want to fry it. Trout for sure, and anything else that would be good to bring home and put on the smoker. Salmon would be dope, but that's deep water fishing. I don't know if that's something that'll be in the mix for this next. And there's some other stuff kind of I've been thinking about. Definitely want to work on rigging out the truck to start going camping next year. We want to get some camping gear. We want to take the kiddo camping. And then hopefully in the near future, my buddy Brian and I have been talking a lot about wanting to go riding again. He wants me to get a dirt bike again. And I'm a fan of Derek Brand Productions, or Baron Vids, I should say. And I'm pretty stoked because the guy just got a Yamaha 250. Very proud of the kid. It's crazy getting into it as late as he is. I've been riding dirt bikes since I was like 5-6 years old, and all through my 20s riding 450s. Anyways, enough about that. I've really been getting the itch to want to get another bike. So I unfortunately have to wait until I get some financial stuff kind of straightened out before I can go pick up another dirt bike. Good news is next year, truck's going to be paid off. I'm going to put some money into the truck. We're going to get the Mach 1 going, and we're going to try to get the Sea-Doos going for next summer. Hopefully after next year, or depending on how things go next year financially, depending on where I wind up at, if I'm staying still here at my parents' house, and or if me and my lady find a place that we can get into that we can afford with a little bit of space, I really want to get a WR 450. I had my first 450 bike was a WR. I actually traded my YFZ 450 quad for a 07 WR, which was a great bike, and I should have never gotten rid of it. And I rode the WR a handful of times, and I really wanted a YZ. At the time is when I was like really getting into it. I was in my earlier 20s. I went and picked up a brand new 2013 YZ 450F when they were new. Sold my WR and rode that for many years. And then I just sold my 450 in 2020 to buy my truck. And I was going to buy a new 450 FX, which I thought was just like the coolest bike to get. And now that I'm getting older and I would love to get back into having a dirt bike again, I'm kind of thinking I want not a new bike. I want something used, but something newer, not carbureted. So I want to say if I remember correctly, the WR 450s didn't start going fuel injected until I want to say sometime between 2010 and 2013. I want to say 2000, I gotta look, I think it's 2011 or 2012 is when the WRs first started going fuel injected. They changed some things on the bikes. I think one of those bikes between that time frame, and I want to say 2015 to 2017 before they redesigned the bike again, where the filler cap was still at the tank at the top of the bike before they smoothed it out on the top and moved the tank location. That's the generation bike I want. It will probably feel a little more at home to me since my last bike was a 2013 YZ 450F. The 450 is a bigger bike, or the WR I should say. But I'm kind of thinking, depending on what I find on Marketplace, when I have the time and the availability and the room, that is an addition that will be coming to the channel here in the near future. If not next year, within the next year. But that is something I do want to do because I do want to get back into riding. And my little one is actually, oh, I put it away. My little one is showing a big interest in quads. So my 2 going on 3-year-old has a little pink quad that she does not get off of. Whoa, watch where you're going. Whoa, how cool. And she's actually napping right now. Got her another cool little pink quad, which I'll show you guys what we got her here. So she's turning 3. I think this is going to be kind of fun to get her into. And by the time she's 5-6 years old, and that'll probably be hopefully the time when I'm in a better position and I could have like a WR, we can get her like an actual like real quad, like a little like 50 or an 80 or 90, whatever she fits on when she's that age. Definitely excited about the future, what we plan on doing in the future. I am excited about getting the Mach 1 going here soon. I just got a laundry list of stuff that we're going to go over with on the car. And I'm going to go into more detail on everything that the car does need on my other YouTube channel, which is New Edge Evan. And I'll put a description on this screen for you. But yeah, so just a quick, fun little update to kind of get you guys up to speed on what's been going on and what to expect here on the channel here in the near future. Oh, I hear a two-stroke. Neighbor out riding. Anyways, lost my train of thought. So yeah, quick little channel update, kind of get you guys up to speed on what's going on, what to expect, and hopefully we can start actually filming some real stuff here soon. Maybe we'll film Thanksgiving dinner when we prep and put the turkey on. And I actually need to shop around for some pellets right now. So until next time, guys, I'll try to work on providing uploads when I'm available and as soon as I can. I know I was trying to do it once a week for a little bit and I've kind of fallen behind. So we're going to work on trying to get you guys more up to speed videos as I find the time and get you guys some content out and update you guys with what's going on. But that's where I'm at. Yeah. So anyways, until next time, hopefully the mustache will be a little longer and we can actually show you guys some stuff that's actually getting done around here. But until then, stay classy, guys. We'll see you next time.